action. Anxiety occurs when too much of our attention is zoomed into something. And so what happens is that thing becomes really, really big. And so if I was to do something to help with anxiety, what I would do is first feel myself within my surrounding. And I can do that by inhaling and being aware of my breath. Even if it's a hard inhale and a hard exhale, by inhaling and exhaling and being aware of it, I'm bringing myself into the present moment. That's one way that you can work with anxiety. If you suffer from panic attacks, exhale with the sound shh. So what that does is that because you're filtering the breath, it's making you slow down. Can be very helpful. To prevent panic attacks, it helps to have a regular practice. Even if your practice is a small amount every day, the most important thing is that you are slowly starting to get to know yourself. And if you start to get to know yourself, you'll be able to know when a panic attack is coming and catch it beforehand. And that takes practice, yeah. It doesn't take long to change something, especially when you're new to something. It's actually quite quick because it's interesting, it's curious, and you start to see results really, really quickly. So the most important thing is just start. Don't worry about how long you're doing something new for. Even if you do 3 new breaths a day, just you and your breaths, within a week, you would have done 21 breaths with mindfulness. And so slowly, you build it. By the end of the month, that's 21 times 4. That's 84. How to stop overthinking is kind of similar to anxiety and panic attacks in the sense that you can use your breath to stop overthinking. Again, it's about having perspective. When you overthink, you're zooming into one thing. And so you're losing sight of the rest of what's around you. So intrusive thoughts, panic attacks, overthinking, all these things can be alleviated by a gentle breath practice. Because what you're doing is you're bringing awareness into your breathing, you're bringing awareness into yourself, and you're not forgetting that you exist. So you can do something really straightforward. You can just inhale through both nostrils, exhale through both nostrils, and by inhaling and exhaling through the nostrils, your awareness has to be in the nostrils, in the breath. So it's not getting diverted to something that doesn't actually exist in this moment. And so what you'll already find is just by doing 3 breaths where you're aware of them in and out of the nostrils, your breath will lengthen, and as your breath lengthens, your mind relaxes because the mind and the breath are connected. So by manipulating the breath, you can manipulate your state of mind. Just like if you notice when you have too many thoughts or you're starting to have a panic attack, what's the breath doing? It's very fast. And so the breath is responding or expressing the state of mind. So if you can't change the state of mind, you can, from another angle, i.e. from the breath, you can change the state of mind by lengthening the breath. And so even if it's just inhale, exhale, and then you can also add, as you inhale and take the breath in, think of the breath moving downwards. And as you exhale and as the breath leaves the body, think of an upward action. And so then your mind is becoming more and more focused on things that are away from the worries and away from the things that are triggering a state of mind that's not conducive to calm and peace. So being present is also the same kind of thing. You can start by being aware of the inhale, being aware of the exhale, because it's something that's going on in the present moment. And so it's pulling you again away from the thoughts into the present. And then you can expand that by being aware of the inhale and the exhale while simultaneously being aware of your sitting position or your standing position or wherever you are in space. So then you start to take over space and time. Time, i.e. presence, within the breath, and base, i.e. where you are in the moment. So feet on the ground. Is the weight even on the left and the right? Are you sitting evenly on the left and the right? And as you bring more and more stuff into the present moment, you are taking away from past and future. Being present is very important to me because when I am present, I am in a state of peacefulness. I am also more aware of the messages that are coming from the universe. I can be aware of the hawk that has just passed my vision. I can be aware of the smell of the flowers on my walk. I can be aware of the butterfly that's just landed on the buddleia. And all those things make me very happy. So then expanding that into mindfulness, it goes another degree. And its importance is that you then realize that the I is not important, but that the whole is important, and you are as part within that whole. It's a perspective. But when I'm mindful, I can experience bliss. I can experience compassion for others. There's no room for judgment. There's no room for the negative emotions that come from spending too much time in a mindset focused on the individual.